that corner. So still that final heat from Nande and actually building up her championship points, because it's a very tight score between Mandume. Now within the Max Torino class, in heat number 1, Heinrich Ross took it. Heat number 2, Heinrich Ross took it. Absolutely massive day for her, and just making sure that she's securing her spot in the championship and creating a bigger lead, as Travis Nall is not here, who is the closest in terms of catching her for the championship. So he has a lot of work to do in Swako. Off your screens, we're also seeing that Nikki Baker actually overlapping here at this point in time, or trying to. Nikki Baker making the move for Kotze keeping it, and Esbach still not far within reach. So let's see if Nikki can make a move now around this turn. Nikki is still keeping it. That seems like Nikki made the move. Nikki is overlapping, but Kotze is still on the inside, so can recover around this turn. Kotze recovers. Wide turn. Oh, what a beautiful race there by Kotze. Just getting a signature from Bila, getting a signature from the likes of Heinrich Ross. These are future national champs that are being built up here. So history is in the making, and definitely going to be seeing more of these kids throughout the years as they grow into the sport. Well, just 2 laps more left. 2 laps left for the likes of Nikki Banker as she comes around that turn for just 2 more laps. And it's so beautiful to see just off your screen, the crowd still cheering for each and every driver. Nikki Banker coming around, and the checker flag is starting to be showing or creeping up here as Nikki Banker comes around that second last turn, and championship within reach, and growing her lead within the championship just before the final leg, before the final races and the day they've been having today. Now at the back, or in the background, you can kind of hear the engines being started for the DT2 category. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to take a party break, you better run. You better run, because as soon as the DT2 category starts, it's a blink and it's done. And that is the type of racing you don't want to miss. Now, let's just take you through how close the standings are within the DT2 category. And that is, of course, Justice Buchel currently standing, and he's completing the 2nd and 3rd position. So it's insane. And this will be, of course, the final race of the day. We're concluding the race with some mouth-watering racing. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you want to be. Don't move your seat. Formation lap coming through as they are warming up tires and engines. And be prepared around that last turn. You do not want to miss the action. Be glued to your seat, ladies and gentlemen, as they come around this final turn. Formation lap slowly approaching, and watch out for that green flag. And here they come, there they go. And Ivan Foster trying to make a move on the outside early on, but is closed off by that is of Justice. And we've got a spin out from Richie early on, first lap. He has to make he has the catch-up game to play now, all the way from the back. That's a pity for Richard Slummer Jr. Unfortunately, that is the game of racing. And we've got Ivan chasing down Justus. He's back in the race, just far behind at this point in time. There you've got him. Unfortunate there for Richard Slummer Jr. He was really trying to make a move there. You can see him coming around here on the straight. There he you have him on your shot. He just span out moments ago at that exact point right there, and however has a lot of work to try and get back now. He can try and still get a fastest lap race here with a lot of space ahead of him. So best of luck there for Richard Summer Jr. As we continue with the race between the likes of Justus Buchel, and that is of course Ivan Forster. Now the only difference except for the numbers is that the one is wearing black and the one is wearing white, because their cards almost look the same. They just look the same from afar. So don't blink. There you got 72 in your screen. That is of course Justus Buchel, who's currently leading the championship as well. You can see some dust coming from there as they take those turns. And we still have the likes of Richard trying to gain on the new driver. That is of course the likes of Zane Buten that is trying to catch up with after spinning out that way. And he's trying to make a move here. Coming from the back is, of course, Richard Summer Jr. And he's making a move and he's trying to go on the outside of Zane, but goes on the inside. Could we see another spin out here? And, of course, that is Richard taking now the fourth position. Third position within the DT2 category. Pardon me, just four of them in this race in the DT2 category. So now he's got a bit of work to do to try and catch up to Ivan, which I highly think it's unlikely he will, as things stand currently. Of course, on the racetrack, we also have the likes of, that is of course Mark Vellinger. Mark Vellinger in a race of his own as the GT2 Master. So he's currently overall in the third position, far from Ivan and Justus's race. Justus clearly establishing a massive lead on Ivan now. I don't think there's any way he's going to be caught unless he makes a mistake by himself and maybe spins out or a card problem at some point in time. Justus just continuing to build his lead at this point in time, and Richard still trying to chase down Mark, at least to try and really get behind Ivan once again. But Ivan also very far apart from Justus. Justus already around the apron, and Ivan only coming around the apron now. So that just shows you the distance between first, second, and ultimately third, which is then of course Richard Summer Jr., who has a lot of distance to try and cover before catching up to even Ivan. To our viewers, you have been watching NBC's broadcast of the Rotax Max National Karting Championship here at the Tony Rust racetrack, which is of course leg number 7, and we only have one more leg left with at this race, and this point in time in this race we only have 7 laps to go. So this is the last race for leg 7 today, and then we move over and prepare for that final, which is less than a month away from now, on the 19th of November. Please don't let me ask each one of you for a personal date. Let's just make a mutual agreement and see each other at the Swakopmund go-karting tracks back then, as we bring you those shots. Look at that shot as Justus comes down the straight once again as he goes, and about 6 laps left for Justus at this point in time. Joost is still maintaining his lead, while Ivan is actually trying to still play catch up. And while that's happening, the likes of Slamet is catching up to Mark to try and actually gain a proper lead there. Oh, and Slamet going on the outside of Mark there. So he's trying to catch up to Ivan now, but that's impossible. Ivan is far ahead of him, just as Justus is far ahead of Ivan at this point in time. So not as close as we are used to seeing these guys race, but this is a lot bigger track and a lot faster in terms of the straights. So if you've got a car that is fast on the straights, you've got some trouble, and nobody's catching you at any point in time. As we see Slamet still coming down the straight, and Mark is done with his race. Mark Fellinger finishes up his race at this point in time. Congratulations, Mark. He's been the only DT2 Masters driver for the day, and now the race continues with 4 of the DT2 categories left on today. So we've got about 4 laps left in this race, as it actually seems that Slamet is closing in on Ivan, but I think he's just going to run out of track and lap time in terms of actually catching him. So great racing by the likes of Richard Slamet Jr. If you look at the best times between these three, Justus is on a cut above the rest, and he's on 35.66. Best lap was in the 3rd lap. Best lap for Ivan was in the 2nd lap, 36.12. While Richie actually had his best lap in on his 10th lap, and that was 36.30. So very close for these three, and you can actually see the likes of Justus actually about to overtake or attempt to overtake the likes of Zane, the new driver in this category. This is of course Zane's first race ever, so a lot to learn for him here at this point. And now he's overlapped there by Justus, and you see the likes of also like that is of course Justus still dominating with just one final lap to go. We can actually see the checkered flag being taken out here at the bottom as they are gearing up for that checkered flag. Here Justus comes, and ladies and gentlemen, Justus Buchel for the win, DT2 category. What a race it was for him. And here is 2nd place. We've got Ivan Foster. Beautiful racing, and Richard Slamet Jr. misfortune there within the start of the 1st lap, and unfortunately, however, still good racing from him nonetheless. Great times from these youngsters. And there you've got it, Justus Buchel on your screen. What a race he has had. Now stand by, as we will of course bring you the concluding interview with your Goldback, the organizer, and of course Donald and myself.
Right, we have come to the end, and it has been quite an exciting one. CJ, how was it for you? How was the feel for this? This was actually very my adrenaline, eh? Especially when I saw my favorite racers race. I was just like, no, man, you gotta push through. You gotta push through.
No, it was absolutely amazing, Donald, to sit up there and watch the race, not just on television, but as well as live, and hear the crowds cheering for every single racer that's coming by. Was just an absolutely amazing atmosphere, and that is what's been happening throughout the 7 legs. Is just the camaraderie that I've seen on and off the air. It's absolutely amazing. So to see the racing, and especially from the Bambinos straight through till the GT2 now at the end, it was heated races, especially in the last heat. It was absolutely amazing.
You know, the one thing that stands out for me is especially seeing the Bambinos, that 3 of them are friends, 2 of them are twins, brothers. Okay, so seeing them have so much like. I'm a very competitive person there, so if I am to race against somebody that I live in the same house with, it'll be tension. It'll be tension. But they have so much love for each other. They have so much love for the game, for the race in itself, and it's just so amazing, eh?
It is absolutely amazing, and to see the camaraderie between the brothers and the competitiveness, like you said so many times, it's just the sportsmanship on and off the field. So it's absolutely beautiful to see that they're friends and they high five each other afterwards and give each other hugs and stuff. So it's absolutely amazing, hey.
All right. So let's speak to George. Like, how's it, man? How's it? How's everything going thus far?
Okay.
Are you proud? Like earlier today when we spoke about it, you said that no, you plan everything to detail. Are you proud of what you've achieved today?
Yeah, I'm German, so it's not always 100%. So, yeah, I'm happy, but I would rate like 95%. There's always stuff that we can do better, and that's also my approach always. If everybody's gone tonight, then I will slowly settle my mind, and then it's this wasn't nice, and this wasn't nice, and this could be better.
I know I told you that I'll be giving you the cap. So here's the NBC cap. I know CJ took yours, so there is your NBC cap. So you can keep that one. I have many more at home. Eh?
That's good. The rate of giving and getting it's now one on the getting side.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, York, from my side, I think in terms of just concluding leg 7, and this is coming to an end. The year is coming to an end. The championship is coming to an end. It's getting close now. If you look at how the points look like, especially in the GT2 and the Bambinos, it's close knit. Maybe just your general sum up of how close things are looking for the championship titles.
Yeah, I mean, we need to do the scoring now, not for today. Obviously, there's always some protests and some technical infringements in it, but we'll do the scoring now. For the Bambinos, I know Nande came into the race with quite a good advantage, but Mila did well today. She had a really good race today, and so we need to see how the points gather up there. So I think that's Nande has got a slight nose in front for leg 8, but Mandum is there. Mila is super strong. It's going to be hard work for that class. I think Kurbis in the Junior Max is quite far ahead. Dar is doing excellent today. DD2, Yusuf had a clean sweep today. And last race also clean sweep, so I think he had 4 points ahead. So he'll have a, I wouldn't say comfortable score, but it's going to be still hard work. Now everything can happen. I mean, just your throttle cable can break and you don't make the race to the end and you lose points. So it's still gonna be a tight leg 8. No? So it's not going to be an easy board for anybody. No?
Now, Donald, it's been absolutely amazing to have you by my side and having you manage off track, and then of course the NBC crew and all our viewers at home. It's been absolutely amazing. Maybe just from your side, Donald, in conclusion, how was your first go-kart experience?
Okay, my second actually. Remember the other one? I was just not on TV, but it's my second. But I actually really love the feel here. The feel here on the field is just too amazing. I mean, everybody is so nice. George has treated us very well. So we're just very happy. So we're gonna wrap this up. George, thank you so much for joining us. CJ, it was very nice just corresponding with you. So back to you.
Awesome. To our viewers, thank you for joining us here at the racetrack where we brought you leg 7 of the Rotax Max National Karting Championship. Don't forget us. I have mentioned it multiple times today. The 19th of November. We've got a date. Don't let me send you a personal invite because I swear I will. Everybody in Swakop, see you there. Karabab, Isakos, Walfish Bay. all over the country. Come and join us. It's going to be absolutely amazing.